The ranch is heading to Las Vegas for the National Finals Rodeo.
We are here with Jarrod Morris. Aren't we lucky here at the ranch stage at Cowboy Christmas at the National Finals Rodeo? Jarrod, it is so good to see you and your Bloody Mary.
There's no alcohol in it.
I'm sure there's not.
It's just a chilada. I don't know. Does a chilada technically have alcohol in it? Oh, that is with the alcohol.
We're looking at the crowd.
Juice?
Yeah, so it's only a gelato. Don't worry, Malone. So I'm just so sorry that your show at the Westgate went so poorly last night.
Oh yeah, I know. I was pretty bummed out about it.
Well, I tell you what. Okay, you know how people love to tell you when you miss a good time. I have had more people today say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you missed it. He did all these amazing songs." Somebody, actually Heather, sent me a video from it. You were singing Shania Twain.
Absolutely.
Man, I feel like a woman. Was that the one you chose?
No, we actually did Still the One. So it's like, it's super duper Shania. It's like, if you're a dude playing Shania, that might be one of the last ones that you should play. Feel Like a Woman, though. That would that's probably number one that you should not do.
Or Any Man of Mine.
Very well, but nowadays I don't know. I mean,
we are probably impressing people with our knowledge of Shania Twain's album from 25
I had two older sisters, so well, and also the first Shania Twain concert I went to with my wife, and I mean, don't tell her I said this, but it was like, and she knows this too. I mean, the ratios at a Shania Twain concert, like all the single dudes are sleeping on going to a Shania concert. If you know what I mean.
Well, I don't.
Really?
Well,
there's just a lot of chicks.
Right.
And there's like no dudes.
Well, see, I would think that would be a target-rich environment for the dudes.
Did you say target-rich?
Yeah. Is that funny?
Yeah, that is funny. Yeah.
Just like rodeos are target-rich for us.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, yeah. It would be weird if I said that, I think. You can get away with it. I'm like, hey guys, it's a super target rich.
That's what's so great is, as a female, you can be less PC sometimes than guys.
I agree.
Although you are the man who just released a song called Marlboro with pictures of smokes on it. I love it.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
The song?
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote it a little while back, but I mean, we all were probably the kids like watching those old westerns and stuff. And I like the visual of when I was a little kid. There's a Polaroid of me in a hat, and I'm sitting on my dad's lap.
Yeah.
And he was smoking a cigar, and he had, I had it in my mouth, and I was like 4 years old or whatever. Obviously, wasn't smoking it, but they caught the picture, And I was in my underwear and a hat and had that little cigar. And I used to always love those little candy cigarettes and those bubblegum cigars and stuff like that.
Yes, those were cool.
So it was, I don't know, it was like a cool image of like the innocence of all that, and then of all those old westerns and everything. And there was always like the two sides to the equation. Like even in like every one of those movies, the guy's able to like kill the whole town, right? Kill a bunch of people, and then he still like gets the girl, and he's really like heartfelt, like sincere guy. It's like, I don't know if in real life that would turn out that way, right?
Well, I don't know. We had our diehards of Bruce Willis. Matthew McConaughey seems to pull that off.
Well, but in real life, like you're probably not going to be able to kill the whole town and still like be psychologically a normal person. So it was like an interesting thought experiment of just like what you want to grow up to be and then the reality of that. And I like the simplicity of, I wish I wound up with more than Marlboros. Like the simplicity of all I got was just the bad habits.
Nobody would think you were that smart, but you are.
That's like top 5 meanest things I think I've ever heard.
Meanest? No, I'm kidding with you.
It was funny, though.
Seriously, you are really a deep dude. I mean, your songwriting, it shows it tremendously.
Thanks.
Is this why
it's not more popular? Probably. We need to get a little more shallow.
That's the great thing, is you can bring it and be so fun on stage, but when you really listen, you realize, holy cow, this guy is a songwriter too.
Yeah, so thanks for saying that.
Well, sure.
Because there is kind of like a little bit of a conflict with, I don't know, conflict's probably too strong, but with more like the songwriter world and then the more like performer entertainer world, there seems to be always this a little bit of like if you are a songwriter, true songwriter, you have to like always be just brooding and like you can't smile on stage and like have any fun and like I get that to a point because some stuff can start to get a little bit hokey, right, on the entertainment side where it's like, bro, you're finger gunning a little bit too much, So I can see both, but like, I don't know, a happy balance. Like, not every song has to change the world.
I so get that, because I picture a true songwriter sitting on the edge of the stage, just connecting and making people feel uncomfortable with the eye-to-eye stare almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. The stare is a big one for sure. Like, how long? How long do you do it? Like, I just don't know protocol.
Right. And then when you get older, when you become an old man, it's the gape. You know, when you just kind of hold your mouth open because they can't.
West Texas.
Yeah.
We like in the biz, we call it the West Texas stare.
The what? The West Texas what?
Stare.
Oh,
because
that's
you'll go
nice.
play some of those places out there, and like you would never think that anybody there wanted to be there, and then you get done with the show, and they'll all come up and they're like, "That was incredible." But I'm talking song by song. They're just like you're a
That's
painting, and they're just
funny.
like, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
So gaping. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
So is that hard to play when you have that situation where you're looking at the crowd and maybe it's a full house, but it's as though they're at a health conference or
Yeah.
something? Is it harder to bring it?
It is, but I don't know. I've started getting more used to like trying to just match the energy level of like
Yeah.
whatever I'm at.
Well, honestly, I bet that never happens anymore because, I mean, from what I heard last night, I mean, your music just gets better and better with every single release.
Thanks.
Do you feel like it's changing, like it's evolving?
Yeah, I've had a lot of these songs for a long time though, and then just in the recording process and all that, you hit points where it's like maybe now's not the right time,
Yeah.
or you know, it just depends on some of the players you have access to in studios, and like. And some of these songs, it just takes a little bit more time to like get them the way that I want them, and then so it's I don't know, it's kind of ever evolving. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the music is maybe getting closer to what I've always envisioned, but it's just a process. Especially like the world that we come from, like we're all independent artists, so you're just trying to make a lot of this stuff happen on your own with like a few other people that are kind of all in the same boat. So it's just a continual process that is a bit of a beat down. But it's really rewarding because I think once you get to the point that you really find your thing, it's like it's very much you,
Right, you
Because
hit
there
the
wasn't
zone.
anybody else like really corralling you or anything like that. Like it is you.
Well, and that's got to be very personal because these are thoughts that come from inside your brain, and people don't really get to see that. And if they like it, it's like, wow.
Yeah. Do you think it's a little confusing sometimes, like who's writing the songs and who doesn't write their songs, and like how much of it did they write? And
I'm always curious about how much is autobiographical because I could see how some of it is fiction. You know, you might take on, who did we have earlier? Wynn Williams, I think. I may be getting my artists mixed up, but he wrote a song from the perspective of a bucking horse who
Okay.
had retired.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it really was. And it's just, to me, I wonder how much of the songwriter is in there. And what would you say as far as you and your songs?
Yeah, mine are all autobiographical. At times, though, you might take like a little bit of an outside perspective of somebody else's situation and story, and then maybe use that as a little bit of influence. But my stuff is at times uncomfortably autobiographical.
I get
You
it.
know,
I
like,
get it.
There's a few of them for sure, and I'm married too, so like that's even before we got married. We talked a lot about like, I mean, some of the songs that I wrote, and then, like I have to play them for her. And it's like I'm gonna play these in front of people, and
Yeah.
and so she's down with it too, though, because I mean, it is like a pursuit of like actually revealing yourself, and I feel like the more specific you can get, it actually starts to become more relatable to more people. Oddly enough, even if
Well, in the world of radio, we say life is show prep. And if you hang out with us, well, that's what's going on. That's what we're going to talk about. And it's just on a much broader scale for you
yeah. What do you
artists.
mean show prep?
Well, I can understand why you would think we do know show prep when you listen to The Ranch, but believe it or not, there are services that are provided to us with, hey, here's what's going on in current
Okay.
events.
Yeah.
Here's a corny joke you could make. Here's a contest.
Yeah.
I know it sounds completely unpracticed and planned on The Ranch. Isn't that the beauty of us? Just say yes.
Oh yeah,
No.
absolutely.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah, I mean, like most of the stuff in a show is like a lot of it's, you know, you got a little bit of scripted stuff, and then you can go off the cuff a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
the deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's-
sure.
that's
Gotta
how
have a
it
plan
works.
though. People used to make fun of me because, like, on my set list, I have like little, just kind of notes, like
Yeah.
like, look, I don't know,
Remember this story.
prompts.
Like, tell that story
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this.
right. It's like, but the true artists are like, man, you got to just be in the moment. I'm like, okay, buddy.
Yeah,
That's why you have 5 minutes between every song of dead silence.
right, while you think about what you're going to do, and then it's supposed to be different every night?
Yeah, right. Well, it should be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a goofball, so I'm kind of, my band is usually like, we have the set list and all that, and then they're just back there like, because we have talkbacks too. So like we in our in-ears, and so like my drummer has a talkback and another guy, so they're always chatting in my ear, and they're just like, what are you doing? Where are we going?
Do they ever mess with you and try to get you to mess up in a song by saying something ridiculous?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But on here, I can't actually repeat some of the things that they say.
Understood, but that explains why you look so happy
Oh,
every time you're on
yeah,
stage.
yeah, for sure.
And I love that your songs, I mean, boy, they come from a true place. Not only are you a cowboy, are you still shoeing horses?
I don't have to anymore, which is the greatest thing ever.
So it's just if you feel like being
so I
kicked
have, like-
by a horse, then you can.
Right. I don't even want to joke about that.
Have you been kicked?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. My worst one was like, I guess it would have been probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I was doing this little paint horse front feet, and it was being really bad, and we had kind of gone at it a little bit.
Had a conversation.
Yeah,
with
we
it.
had a conversation, just a nice little talk using words,
Yes.
and so I had grabbed my tool cart and I like moved it away, and I didn't look at it for like a split second, and when I turned around, and there was like a wall right behind me, about
Oh, you couldn't.
2 feet behind me,
Yeah, you couldn't get away.
and like when I turned around and looked, he had like squared up on me and just double barreled me.
Double barrel.
But like right in the, and I wasn't super close to him, so it's like it's like getting punched. Like when you're right up on him, they're
It's harder to get the momentum.
yeah. But I was probably 5 feet away from him, and he kicked me square in the center of my chest, and it threw me up against that wall, and my phone flew out of my back pocket and like shattered on the wall. Like that's how hard it kicked me, and but yeah, it broke my sternum and tore all that cartilage like right there and stuff. And I laid there for there was a guy on a like on a skid steer out there on that ranch that I was working at.
Yeah.
And he had just like, I was laying on the ground, and I've had the wind knocked out of me before, but this is the one where it like started tunneling in, where it's like I don't think I'm out.
I
I'm
might
done.
not make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And this guy in the skid steer was just sitting there, and he was just staring at me.
Hey, why don't you come and help?
Like, I
dude?
was rolling around on the ground, and he just said, I think he was terrified. I don't know. I think he just panicked. And so I just lay there, and then finally, like at the last second, just,
Oh.
But that was the worst one for sure. But then there's nothing you can do about that stuff.
So do you
know?
still have a tattoo of horseshoes on your chest?
Oh, yeah, no, I wish. At least I'd have something to show for it,
I bet you can't stand shoeing paints anymore. Did you say it was a Pinto?
It was paint. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I don't particularly. Yeah, I have like PTSD with it now.
I did see that you had a Palomino on your social media
Okay.
recently, and I just thought it was funny because the horse was moving its hip away from you, and it's just like typical stuff. I mean, you're a real dude. Just
Oh, right,
dealing
right.
with real life stuff, and I
yeah.
love that.
Well, I want to keep it that way. That's why I've kept shoeing. I usually shoe like about once a week now. I got like about a handful of customers.
Do you shoe your wife's barrel
Oh
horses?
yeah. Oh
She's
yeah.
still into it?
She's one of the customers. Yeah, I make her pay.
Well, I bet you did, and not necessarily. Never mind.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But the problem is, if she doesn't win, then she'd be like, "It's that stupid shoeing job."
No doubt.
Lost a shoe.
100%. The first person you blame
Yes.
is
yes.
the shoer.
Well, I noticed you brought a Bloody Mary instead of a guitar, and
Oh yeah.
I understand that you had a pretty big show last night.
Sure.
And do you have more shows coming up? By the way,
I actually
in Vegas?
play. I will see. That's why I don't have my guitars, because all my stuff is over there. Because we play acoustic at the Westgate at 4 o'clock.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna play with. Do you know Carson Jeffrey?
Yeah.
We're gonna play acoustic over there at
Oh,
4.
That's cool.
Yeah, I roped him into it.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell him to come our way. We'll visit with him too.
Okay,
That'd
I
be
will.
Fun.
I'll text him right now.
Now, well, you don't have to do it
that
during
rude?
the interview.
I don't know.
Okay, you can. So, one thing I would do if I weren't a nice person, but obviously.
The nicest.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
I would point out that we have a guitar beside you that we just restrung, but because I appreciate the priority of a Bloody Mary. We won't go there. But I just want you to know seriously how much I appreciate you finding this place. That's no easy feat.
Oh, no, it wasn't bad.
And, yeah, we love you. We are thrilled with your success. And just let us know if we can do anything for you because we love you.
Yeah, y'all do more than I could ever imagine. It's incredible. You guys play a ton of my music, and it's cool. I mean, I'm 30 minutes north of you where I live, so it's an incredible thing that just a little horseshoer from Decatur, Texas gets to actually have people that listen to his music and play it. So seriously, thank you.
It really does shock you, which shocks me because it's just that good. Don't ever change. You promise?
I will try my best.
And don't ever forget us.
Yeah, never. Absolutely.
And next time, bring us Bloody Marys too.
You still have a horse?
Chuco.
Yeah, I thought you got another one.
Well, no, but it's interesting you ask. I just decided that I'm ready. It's been 2.5 years. You know, he was my baby, so I'm kind of starting to look. So if you happen to run across anything under 16 hands, I've decided I don't want it to hurt as much when I fall off.
Sure.
Let me know.
Okay, we'll do. I'll shoot it for you.
All right, everybody. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I think.
heck yeah.
Okay, so everybody, give him a round of applause. This is Jarrod Morris, and you can come see him at the Westgate playing acoustic this afternoon.
That's right.
That's right.